Hello everyone, it's GamerX and welcome back to more Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. Last time we finished all the normal levels in the Rainbow Resort and hit all the switches. And now it's time to take the fight to King Diaz, the Fountain of Dreams, which now in this version plays the Fountain of Dreams music for Melee. Yeah, King Diaz all the bosses were smaller in the original version of the game, so they were a little less easier to dodge. You know, I don't feel the need to use top abilities for this fight in the end. So King Diaz has a bunch of different attacks you can use. He had most of these in Dreamland as well. He can now fly in the air. They say, I'm fairly certain they studied Kirby's play in order to do that. Yeah, get out of the way when he's inhaling. Pretty much his hammer's his main weapon. Now, in the original version, you just used the original boss theme. No version of Kirby's Adventure ever used the Mount Didi theme for this fight. It was either the boss theme or the Fountain of Dreams theme, which was also used for representing this area in Kirby Fighters Deluxe. In any case, just trying to finish off DD. One more hit should do it. Now one more hit should do it. Has just a sliver of health left. And DDD is DD done. As we move on to what is considered level 8 by the game, the Fountain of Dreams. Kirby has reassembled the Star Rod, but King DD doesn't seem to want Kirby to return it to the Fountain of Dreams. Why? Well, you'll see. As you see, King DD's Shockwave puts it down because an entity called Nightmare was in it. So anyway, the two freak out for whatever reason, and then King Dedede inhales Kirby and the Star Rod and sends them out at this weird orb. It's officially called Nightmare, or Enemy in the Creative According to Kirby right back at you. Anyway, the Star Rod! This suddenly appears at the Fountain of Dreams, used in your final battle against the Nightmares. So anyway, pressing the B button, this is a 4-side thing. Reminds me a lot of the Kabula fight from the first game. So anyway, your job right here is to drain this guy's health to 0 by shooting stars at it. By the way, so you see you're falling from Earth, space. For some reason, it appears you're falling from space. By the way, there is actually an end to the falling point. If you do fall for far enough, it will crush the game counts as your crush death. Anyway, just give him a few more seconds and he should, and the Nightmare's power orb form will be complete. Anyway, follow him with a warp star to the moon. Oh, in the original game, Nightmare was called Bad Dreams. And now, while riding on this warp star, begin to witness the common Kirby trope of the final boss having really creepy designs. Introducing, as Kirby now has to fight on foot, the true form of Nightmare, or NME. Now, I have only one health, so I don't think I'll do it on this life. But it's the way it works, you're supposed to, like, when his tornado exposes itself, you're supposed to hit him with the Star Rod. Yeah, I knew I wasn't going to survive on that much health. Little health. But thankfully, you do not have to redo the Star Rod phase if you fail. The first phase, I mean. As I mentioned, you can get crushed there, so be careful. Tornado. Yeah, I don't play many games with no damage. I just try to finish it. I like to try for no damage if I can, but if I can't, it's perfectly fine. Yeah, that particular inclination is hard to hit. Anyway, I think of like 1, 2, or 3 more hits left to go. Duck under an enemy when he's doing that. Yeah, I generally refer to him as Nightmare, but occasionally I swap between the two. Excluding that one mini-game in Mass Attack, which is clearly based on the anime, and there I always use Enemy. And there goes Nightmare, as he's about to fade away from existence in this Technicolor battlefield, as that is about to fade away too, and detonate. Anyway, since we got all the switches on normal and finished all levels, we unlocked the extra game. However, I'm not going to be showing off the full any of the extra game, because the extra game is literally just the normal game with half health bar. Now, in the original NES version, you couldn't save during this, but here you can, so I don't feel the need to show it off. However, you get something else by unlocking extra mode, and I'll bring it up later. As your fight blew up a hole in the moon to turn it into a crescent shape, as Kirby is about to return victorious from his battle. Our hero Kirby has fought bravely to recover the Star Rod, but King Dedede didn't mean any harm. He certainly wasn't trying to harm the Fountain of Dreams. It all began when the Nightmares appeared in the fountain. The Nightmares rode the currents of the Fountains of Dreams, wreaking havoc and tormenting the residents of Dreamland, presumably in their sleep. When King Dedede hit the Star Rod, the power source of the Fountain of Dreams, he was actually hiding it safely away from the Nightmares. Borrowing King Dedede's power, Kirby managed to defeat the Nightmares. Now that the Star Rod has returned to the fountain, everyone's dreams will return. So fluff up your pillow and get ready for a good night's sleep. Yeah, you get to see what most of the background looks if you actually failed during the Nightmare first stage with the orb, as Kirby returns the Star Rod to the Fountain of Dreams for real, and it brings it back to life. Stars float down, as Kirby is about to say goodbye. Bye! And that was Kirby, Nightmare in Dreamland. Yeah, Sakurai was chief director on this. However, underneath him was Shinichi Shimomura. This is actually the last game he'd ever direct, this particular remake, before he flat out vanished. No one knows where he went since. Anyway, Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. It still isn't, I wouldn't say it's one of the top 5 Kirby games. I would still say it's a great Kirby game and a great remake of Kirby's Adventure. I'd still say that the original is still worth playing today just for what the team was capable of doing on the NES, and because it did some things better. But overall, if you have to play a version of this game, I'd say play Kirby's Nightmare in Dreamland first, though if you can, play both versions. Oh yeah, Sakurai's future wife, Michiko Takahashi, was in charge of the menus, which is why they have that motif of some of the stylizing to it that she's known for. Oh, and apparently Kirby Airground was done by some separate team, which wouldn't be done for sub-games, again, for a fair amount of time. Oh, something some people don't know is that HAL Laboratory actually is an artwork team, so they can, like, handle publishing stuff on their own rights. Like, they have a mobile division, for those wondering. Anyway, we get to see all the bosses with different copy abilities used against them. And, well, we're about to see the one cardinal sin to be used against Heavy Mole, going to sleep. Anyhow, that's all for the main story of Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. However, there are still some things we're going to be covering. First off, in this remake, for 100% the extra mode, you unlock Meta Nightmare, which is like extra mode except you're playing as Meta Knight and there are no sub-games. Similar to extra mode in the original Kirby's Adventure, you can't save, so you can still continue indefinitely. I will be covering that next time, but you also unlock another sub-mode. Anyway, now copyright 1993, 2002 Nintendo. Oh, should I mention that Europe it took a whole another year to get here? But in any case, we unlocked another sub-game, Boss Endurance, and our final score was 1,804,860. Anyway, next time, we're going to go on an adventure as Meta Knight in a single part of Meta Nightmare, which will be sped up. And then, we'll be taking on all the bosses again in Boss Endurance. Until then, I'm YellowGamerX, and I hope you enjoyed this part. See you next time.